Obsidian Flames is almost here, and we are going over all the water-type cards we expect to see in the set. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And so, like I said, we're going over all the water types today. Each day we're going over different types of cards in the set, doing a full set review. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of them. Let's move on to the set review, right? And first off, I need to say thank you to Justin Basil for providing all of this information. They do a great job at translating and having a good, clean display of the cards and all that stuff. So thank you to them. Be sure to check out the website, justinbasil.com, and you can check it out for yourself. But let's jump into Lapras here as the first water type in Obsidian Flames. We have a 2 colorless energy attack, Hail. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, so that is spread damage, which is pretty nice. I don't like that 2 energy to do this. Spinda was doing it for 1 energy and confusing the active. This is doing it for 2 energy and no confusion. So just overall not as good as Spinda, but for 2 water energy and a colorless, we've got 100 damage, which is also just not great. Plus with Manaphy, the spread effect is just not very good in general. So yeah, Lapras is a little bit weak in my opinion and just not delivering the goods, right? Next up we have Carvanha and Sharpedo. Carvanha for a single water energy, 20 damage. Yes, thank you. This is what I expect to see for an evolving basic. 1 energy, 20 damage. That's it. That's what I want to see. They can have other things. A Call for Family is nice and all that stuff. But damage-wise, we expect 20 out of these evolving basics nowadays. It does have 50 HP, which is on the low side, but not bad. I mean, it is bad, but like, kind of so bad that it's not even worth talking about because, I mean, unless your opponent's hitting for so little, like 20 damage, you ain't surviving anyways, right? So Sharpedo, single water energy, awesome. Aqua Impact 10 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each colorless energy in your opponent's active retreat cost. Okay, so it's Spidops for a single energy, water energy, and just not as much damage. 10 plus rather than 90 plus, and no effect to increase the amount of retreat costs. So Sharpedo seems fun, but just not good enough. And then 2 water energy, 60 damage just isn't good enough as well. Sorry Sharpedo, still not probably going to see any play, sadly. Buizel, I think. I don't know. Some of these Pokemon, I forgot how to pronounce. Single energy, 10 plus, flip a coin. If heads, 10 more damage. You do get the 20 for single energy, but it's on a coin flip. Not a fan of the coin flip, but at least you're doing something. The base 10, if you hit tails, it's okay. Floatzel has a single water energy attack, flip a coin. If heads, put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your opponent's hand. Not a fan. It's on a coin flip, and you put it into their hand, not shuffled into the deck, so it's just in their hand, ready to be put all out again, right? I'm just not a fan of it, and I wish I was. And then, again, 2 energy, 60 damage, not good enough. Now we have Time Pull, Palitoad, and Seismitoad. Highly doubt Seismitoad will ever be as good as Seismitoad EX, big E, big X, but we'll have to check it out. So for 1 water energy, Time Pull, Screw Tail, 10 damage, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. You know what? Instead, remove that 10 damage in the coin flip. Just let me discard an energy from my opponent's active, and I'll like it a little bit more. Palpitoad, 2 energy, 50 damage. If 2 energy, 60 damage wasn't good for Floatzel or Sharpedo, this is not good enough either. Then we have Seismitoad with the Quaking Area ability. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colorless more. I kind of like that. Sad I can't stack it, but at least it costs one more. And then Echoed Voice, 120 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon's Echoed Voice attack does 100 more damage, so that's 220 damage, and it will just continue to be 220 until, let's see. It's a question on if it's an effect placed on Seismitoad, which I think it is. So an escape rope would eliminate that. Boss's orders would eliminate that. That kind of stuff. But I do like it. It's 220 with some work. But I like the work, and the quaking area is going to make it harder for your opponent to attack into it, to KO it. I think Seismitoad's actually really good. Interesting. It will be interesting to see if it sees play. There's a lot of energy acceleration, so something like Gardevoir probably won't really care. Something like a Lugia probably won't care. Even something like Lost Box probably won't care too much, sadly. They can all accelerate energy really well, and I don't think Quaking Area is going to affect them that much. And dealing 170 to a Seismitoad, probably not the most difficult thing to do for those decks. So I do think it's enough jank to have me interested, and it's enough actual, like, decency that it might see some play, but probably nowhere in the tournament scene, sadly. Probably at locals you might see the occasional Seismitoad, and that would be fun. Next up, we've got Cubchoo and Beartick. Cubchoo has a single energy attack, 10 damage, 2 energy, 20 plus flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more, so possible 40 on a coin flip for 2 energy. I liked 40 on Larvastar for 2 energy, but that was a guaranteed 40. This is a maybe 40. Not that great. Beartick, single water energy, 30 damage, 3 energy, 2 water, 1 colorless, 170 damage. Flip a coin. If tails, discard all energy from this Pokemon. I would love that on a 2 energy cost. If it was 2 energy, I would love Beartick. 2 energy, 170, flip a coin. If tails, discard all energy from this Pokemon. Brilliant. A 3 energy, I think is just a little bit too much. I think you can do better for 3 energy. You can't do better than for 2 energy, but for 3 energy, I think you can do better. So, Beartick, probably not too interested from it. Maybe it would be something if it was discard all water energy from the Pokemon. Then maybe, like, okay, you would only discard 2 energy, so you gotta get 2 energy back on, right? But it's discard all energy, so most likely you're just partnering this up with Baxcalibur anyways, and that's how you get the energy. Even with 2 energy, I would still recommend Baxcalibur, because if you hit tails, you're going to need to get that energy back. But for 3 energy, I think it's just too much, and Chimpao will easily outpace it, right? Next up, we have Cryogonal, single energy, 30 damage. If you go second and it's your first turn, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If you go second and it's your first turn, that means it will then be your opponent's turn, and most likely they are evolving, which will erase the paralyze anyways. If you need the delay, it's not bad, but it's hard to count on it, right? It's a 90 HP Pokemon, pretty easy to get, colorless energy, so anyone can use this, just attach any energy to it and you're good to go. I'm just not sure if it's worth it to try to get that paralyzation, right? Next up, we've got Frogadier. No Greninja. Maybe Greninja is a Terror type that will appear later on. So we got Froakie for a single water energy. Try bouncing. 30 damage. 30. Oh, but flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. I like it. You're going higher than the 20 that we expect, but you're giving the caveat that you flip a coin 50% of the time. It's not going to do anything. I still prefer Bubble. Flip a coin if head's paralyzed, but this Froakie's not too bad. Frogadier, 2 water energy, strafe, 40 damage. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So 40 hit and run, that's better than we've seen, but for 2 energy, 40, yeah, I get it. That might be on par with what we expect, but I wish it was just a little bit better. I'm wondering if the Greninja is the one that I saw in the EX starter decks, and if so, why are these in the set and the Greninja isn't? So maybe Greninja's Terra type, maybe it's in that starter set, right? Next up, we've got Wiglet and Wugtrio. The Wiglet for a single energy 10 damage. We really don't care about the Wugtrio single energy 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon can't retreat. Just not good enough. 50 damage and they can't retreat. I do like Level Ball comes into play here with the 90 HP. But I don't think it's enough. Give me something else. The defending Pokemon can't attack would even be better. But yeah, I'm just not a fan. Fritzin, we've got two Frenizin. So first, Valiant Evolution for a single water energy. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon and put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Then shuffle your deck. So it'll get it out of the active and then evolve it. I wonder if the evolution has something it can do from the bench. Maybe it has an ability like the Decidueye where it can go into the active. If it does, that's pretty good. And then for a single energy, 10 damage, we don't care. Then we have a 90 HP Frenizin for 2 water energy, 30 damage. The HP is really going to be the deciding factor here, but I like the Valiant Evolution more than 30 damage for 2 energy. So let's take a look at Palafin, who is the evolution here. We've got a single energy Jet Punch, 30 damage. This attack also does 30 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And then 2 water, 210 if this Pokemon didn't move from the bench to the active spot this turn. This attack does nothing. I like this. 210 damage with some work. Like the Bear Tick, we're looking at stage 1, and we have the Frenizin 2. That will evolve it up. That's brilliant. So you throw a, Mimikyu into the active. Now 2 energy, 210 damage is great. We would just need a free retreater to work with it, like Cyclizar or something like that. But I'm pretty sure we can get that going, right? So, something to watch out with this. If this Pokemon didn't move from the bench to the active spot this turn, this attack does nothing. So either you're looking to double switch, switch out of the active to a free retreater, retreat back into Palafin sort of thing, or you need a free retreater to retreat into, because if your active gets KO'd, you can't then move Palafin into the active. You have to move something else, then switch it. Moving Palafin into the active means it did not move from the bench to the active spot this turn. Something to watch out there. And that's it. That's all the water types. Very short video today, which is pretty good. It's so hot in here. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the rest of the set review. And join the Discord where there's a lot of great people and you can get some more one-on-one time with me. And of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.